I really want to don't take name of the brands, but we all eat burgers, we all eat pizzas. How do you think that a burger tastes exactly the same in Delhi, in the US, in Philippines, in Chennai, in Bangkok? This is all thanks to technology because it's been made at a particular location. Making mayonnaise, everybody is just cutting open a packet, removing mayonnaise and using it. There are cities in India who have banned egg mayonnaise because of biohazards. So there is no more egg mayonnaise being made. Our shoulders used to pain when our chefs used to teach us, to take an egg yolk and oil together and keep whipping it and invert the bowl and then say add 2 drops of vinegar and then let it come to a different consistency and all that is no more happening. So technology has come a long, long way. It is no more French fries. Nobody's been cutting French fries today. There is no. India is by which are supplied across the world go from India. So this is where we are growing every day. There is immense to happen. Mr. Khanna, I hope I have answered your question, or is there anything that?
I think you have answered it so well. You have given us more insight than we would have even asked for actually. So as usual, this is what Siddharth is. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for your time and all this time. So the whole idea is, again, the point is, we were here to reimagine the food, guys. So whether it's a fresh food, whether it's a processed food, whether it's a technology, which is phasing it out, technology which is maintaining the product, without preservative, creating various QSRs, bringing the tikkis to the 5 stars. I don't know, meaning, but the food has so much of dimensions. And this is what we need to learn. This is what we need to understand. The fundamentals will never change. This is what Siddharth's point was. AI will not tell you how to eat, but AI will tell you what to make. How to understand your customer's palate, how to understand the customer finances. They will give you the demographic. I want to open another chain in Visakhapatnam. What do I need to do? The AI will tell you, because we will do the algorithms, we will understand the trends. But again, everything can only tell you and facilitate you. But ultimately, it all boils down to your own creativity and your own innovation. So first of all, get to your fundamentals. Once your fundamentals are strong, then become more creative, then become more innovative. And then these technologies, which we are talking here, will help you reimagine the food and not make you like a job seeker, will make you like a job provider, will bring that leadership and will make you as a successful Uei Global alumni. Thank you so much, guys, for this evening. Yes, Garima ma'am, I know we have to open the house. So yes, guys, I think the best way to get yourself answered is that instead of someone only opening up a debate and concluding it, you should ask.
How it works, but just a small question: how these 140 students can see themselves. That I can have a time to ask another question as well. That how these students who are sitting here and the vast industry you explained us of food processing, how they can see themselves mayonnaise in a package. So chef to be a part of that mayonnaise package, we can say.
It's a nice question, and is this clear, or English or Hindi both? Should I use a mix of both?
Anything works.
When you go to the industry, people are not going to offer you a supervisory position from day one, right? So you will be asked to serve, check in, you will be asked to make a room, and that is how this goes. Once you have mastered your skill, then only you can go to a supervisory, back to read their notes theoretically, and then bring out something. That is how this mayonnaise in a packet came into existence. That when we make mayonnaise with egg, how is it that we can make mayonnaise without egg to preserve it for 1 year? In Maharashtra, Puran Poli is a very, very popular dessert. Yes? It took me a lot of convincing for me to convince an industry to tell them that the youngest talent today who can make a good Puran Poli is 55 years old. And this is the fact of life. So in order to make sure that you have a very, very good dessert reaching out to the customers, there is a Puran Poli which is available.
Question. Maybe for all the chefs sitting here, we are talking about fusion, we are talking about creativity, and being social media, we tend to go creative, like crazy creative sometimes. From you can say chocolate golgappas to maybe bindi popcorns. So maybe one of the chefs or two of the chefs can answer me, what is the most craziest fusion food you have tried before?
Here comes the legend.
Hello, am I audible? The craziest has been that tandoori sushi, right? I think I call it crazy fusion. Short-lived, that's what the youngsters wanted, that's what five-star hotel don't do it, unfortunately. I think I'm a great believer of two things, just thinking on what it said. No matter how modernized you can make food, how much creativity you use, but don't lose the roots of the cuisine. That's my first tip. No matter how modernized we may become, as they say, अपने संस्कार नहीं भूलने चाहिए. Likewise, in cooking also, it's very simple phenomenon that don't lose the root of the authenticity. Right? It's very, very important. And secondly, I would say that he can do fusion. There was an era when fusion became confusion. Right? I still remember I was in Pune many years ago at the Meridian. There was a fusion restaurant, right, which shut down because they went overboard. Today, I am of a great believer, why not to do fusion, pick up your punch forum and infuse it with the other Indian food. That you can do that. It's very important to know knowledge of the ingredient. Today, referring to this today what I saw, it was not an easy menu given to all the youngsters because it takes time to understand. To do fusion, you need knowledge of the ingredients, which probably these guys are not yet aware. How much and what to add and how much to add. When we talk about Indian food, it's all about amalgamation of spices, right? It's all about salt, it's all about pepper. My issue is that we must respect ingredients. The first thing I tell a student in my kitchen, it's just like ABCD, go and learn ingredient. It took me many years to understand how much pepper, because the most important ingredient in my culinary field is pepper, white pepper. I use pepper miller in all my continental food. That's my weakness or strength. So knowledge of ingredient is very important. Young guys, just like ABCD in their language, learn and what degree to be used. What happens is that we are cooking food, we do not know haldi kitni dalni hai, lal mirchi kitni dalni hai, because we do not know the strength of the pepper. Believe me, many, with due respect, I would say that a lot of people have been in this industry, they do not know, think global but cook local, right? It's very important. Nothing better than good food with local, fresh ingredients. I had bhindi today in the lunchtime, super provisions. Had it been a frozen feast, probably I would have enjoyed it. Why use frozen? Use what is fresh available, unless the recipe demands a particular ingredient. Right? Potage Saint-Germain. I know it cannot be made without peas. So I need peas. I have to cook, let's say, a Thai food. I need to have a particular ingredient, so I have to go in for refer to these basics. You know, these basics are today things have become very easy for us. I'll be very honest with you. 3-4 decades ago, we didn't get mayonnaise, we didn't get French fries, we didn't get wafer, we didn't get anything. All was made in the kitchen. We used to waste hours together only making French fry, wafers, but today I know there are preservatives. Today ketchup, you can't make ketchup. If you have 1000% party that you would, because that time you can focus on creativity, innovation and consistency of food. So I think Chairman, focus on fresh produce, cooked food. There's no better taste than using fresh food.
Thank you for the lovely knowledge that you shared with us. And I'm sure...
Garima, we have decided, any better question comes on. So, Hemant Singh, Dr. Hemant Singh, if we could have him everywhere. Decided a very innovative thing. If someone was going to ask a brilliant question and it get answered, Dr. Hemant Singh is going to give them one of the books of Dr. Devendra Kumar Singh, to the candidates. So I think, we should give that one book to Shikha ma'am as well,
Great clap, everyone.
Show that book, give that book. Okay, done.
We'll be finding it and take it over later because there are more questions to be answered. So let me take you to a student now who I think again has a question.
Good evening, sir. I am Divyansh. So I have a question to Chef DK that you mentioned about sustainability plays a major role. So how sustainability plays a major role in enhancing the guest experience?
When we talk about reimagining food, it is redefining food, right? Integrating processes of innovation, creativity, sustainability, technology, and responsible cooking, right? Future is all about sustainability. As my friend just now said, over the years we have overlooked on what sustainability is, what are the sustainable cooking practices as chef we are providing to avoid food wastage, which is a world challenge today. It's a challenge. Food wastage and food security is a world global issue which is being addressed. And it's a very in-depth study which I have done by myself. I have written a book on second meal, which is cooking through stems and scraps and creating a new ingredient and then creating a dish. That means second meal. Because if each one of us do our little bit, things would improve because we can't change everything in one go.
I'll just add to this, so as a college, and as an educational institution, it is also our moral responsibility, so while the industry will teach you what they teach you, so as a college, as an educational institution, it's all also our moral responsibility that we should also start telling you as to how to intend your food. This is where the first level of wastage will need to be controlled. So when you will start talking to your chef, in the coming months, they will start telling you that they will prepare the food for one person. what it will take for a one person to have that 1 gram of an ingredient or a 1 gram of that condiment or 1 gram or 10 gram of that vegetable that will go, and then that will multiply to 100, and how that 100 will tell you the trend as to how many people will actually be coming. So all those learnings also come from your college. And sustainability is a conscious, this is a social responsibility. We need to think that, maybe at some point of time your parents have decided, that we will make sure that there is something left for you, to be eaten when you were born or when you will go into the, the next level. So whatever it is, the same thing has to happen with you as well. So you also have to think that how I can make the food better in terms of my technology, in terms of my usage, how do I limit my wastage, how do I do my ordering, how do I use, how do I make sure that even if a food gets wasted, how it gets further utilized. I don't know whether we can recycle the food or not, but I think the world has to teach us, or we as a student will go back to the world and tell them that how we have learned our own system. Please.
So there's another girl sitting right in front of
Please.
So there's another girl sitting right in front of me. She has a question.
Hello sir, my name is Mansi. So my question is from Chef Siddharth, that what all technological advances we can expect in food industry for our future?
Wonderful.
Thank you. It's a very, very good question. And Baap hota hai. I'm very thankful to Chef DK, because he's spoken about sustainability and fresh food. At the end of the day, there is only a certain things that you can use, which is food processed and technological process. Rest of the things will always come fresh. So never ever forget what he's told you. Okay? Coming back to your question, there is a lot which is happening in terms of technology for the future. Please understand that frozen food is coming up in a very, very big manner, and it is coming only in a manner to preserve what is not available in a particular season. That's it. It is technology and process not come to replace what is being grown in the field. The farmer will always go in and keep farming and keep, producing fresh stuff for all of us. So as much as possible, please use whatever is fresh. However, sometimes it is physically impossible to use fresh. That is where technology comes here. Anyone from Kashmir here? Any student from Kashmir? Do you know that Kashmiris eat a lot of rice? Okay? Now, do you grow rice in Kashmir? No. So rice is grown in the plains when there is a lot of river beds and all. But whenever there is winter, before the onset of winter in autumn, they store rice in those huge containers, which are silos basically, and they preserve it so that winters they can relish. Now that is also technology, because preserving that rice is to make sure that there is no moisture which is going into that rice to make, and how you do that. So all these aspects of preserving food were always available with us. It is just that the reformation has happened to make sure that anything which is out of season can be used. Okay? If I haven't answered your question, let me make it more clear. In Japan, you have sushi. Lot of people, there's some people who eat sushi. Okay? Now we know the freshest of the seafood is required to make sashimi, okay, or sushi, right? Now, when the boat goes to the sea, and by the time it comes out, it is actually 3 days. The boat does not go and just come back quickly, overnight it's gone and it's come back. So 3 days. So then how do you make sure that that particular catch is still fresh on the ship? So you have deep freezers there. You have ice baths there, So then, like in spice and seasoning, we spoke about cryogenic technology, which means, like Chef DK said, that the freshest of the spice should be used. But if you have to preserve that spice for something which is out of season, what you do, that is where these kind of technologies are being used. So food tech will go hand in hand with seasonable, sustainable food at a time to make sure that food is available for all of us to eat. नहीं तो भूखे पेट भरना बहुत मुश्किल है, please understand. Okay, all of us, everyone, even our parents have been toiling just to make sure that 2 nice square meals a day we all get. So technology is a part of all that. Then there is lots happening in terms of retort technology. So retort is nothing but sterilized food. This food is there without even a single gram of preservative, but it can be stored not frozen. You know, you don't need to store it frozen. It can be stored at room temperature, which is between 25 to 30. So that is one technology. So there are many like these, and this is going to be the future, but only till the time we don't get fresh food available. Okay? Never forget what all these chefs have been telling you. If you really ask me personally, yes, I'll always eat something which is produced fresh. I will never go for processed food unless and until the situation demands it. Fine? Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. I think आपने जो अभी समझाया हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को, I agree to it. जहाँ पे availability ना हो, सुनीता विलियम्स इतने लंबे समय तक as an astronaut अपने टीममेट्स के साथ नहीं जीवित रह पाती अगर उसके पास फूड टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं होती तो. All right. Thank you, everyone. And let me take the
Again,
next.
another book has been won by Mansi, right?
All right. Now I would like to ask another question by one of our chefs sitting here. And
We should introduce him correctly. Huh? Tell him that he's a doctor and we'll all will get, worried now. What question is coming up our way?
And let me tell you, his questions are not very short or simple. They are pretty long and interesting.
That's what has been told to him, thesis and PhD comes a long way, okay?
So, Dr. Dinesh Kumar, let me hand over the mic for the question.
Good evening, all. My name is Dinesh Kumar. I am working as the food production faculty in Uei Global, Trivandrum. So really, I am respecting your concept that creating the entrepreneurs. Really, I am respecting that. But before that, I have to tell a thing. If you take our Indian culinary history, our ancestors has created different healthy foods in our olden days. So, on those days, there is no laboratories for checking the. So, without a laboratory, they have been created, they have been implemented plenty of some healthy foods. But nowadays, if you see, our traditional food has been vanished from here. One reason is our hospitality industry, because our hospitality industry is promoting only the international foods. So I am not opposing promoting the international foods, but one thing, all the ingredients will not be available in India. So for those international foods, they have to import the ingredients from other countries. So importing an ingredient will come with some preservatives. We can't get a fresh ingredient imported from other countries. So by having some preservative, that will not be considered as a healthy food. So if you see our ancestors, they lived 90 years, 100 years as a healthy condition. But nowadays if you see, when a person reaches 40, after 40, that everybody will tell us 40 plus. 40 plus means age 40 plus diabetes plus pressure plus cholesterol. So that is considered as 40 plus. What is the reason for that behind this means? Because of our junk foods or some preserved foods with some preservatives. Those preservatives will create some disease in our body. So that is the main reason. So one of a resource person, he delivered a message in a university under the nutrition dietetics department. He told that in ancient days, people will have a dinner after the food. Nowadays, the people will have minimum 5 tablets after the food because of this preservative, food preservatives. So, I have a question that by promoting the new entrepreneurs, why can't create a new entrepreneurs with traditional foods so that we can retain our traditional food and our culinary traditional culture also, so that we can retain that and we can give a healthy food for our peoples. So this is my general question. Why can't you promote a traditional food entrepreneurs?
That's a brilliant question, Dinesh. Thank you so much for asking. I think that's a debate which is going on. We could have, we have listened to our audience, so we have listened at, the panel also, they have also said about this. But maybe, Dr. Dinesh, if you could answer him, that how this traditional versus the new age food, which is especially coming as an imported food, could be balanced.
First of all, I want to tell you, when we talk about Indian foods, we are going back to basics now. Number one, we went overboard, food got too much refined, right? So I've had a big debate on this while opening restaurants. Should we totally modernize food, or should we sell traditional food? So there are two aspects. Anything you apply, whether it's fashion, music, anything. So I think parallel, traditional food will remain forever. If it's a dal makhani, butter chicken, pork chettinad, etc., you may modernize it. I think now the trend is traditional food being served with a modern twist. That's one. Today, all restaurants serving traditional foods are full. But when it comes to Ahmedabad, like Indian accent restaurant, which have taken food to the next level, here comes a fusion and upgradation. Takers are very few. Today, youth doesn't want to eat dal makhani anymore. They want to experiment because food is all about experiencing, eating. It's no more, हमने जाना है और दाल मखनी, butter chicken और लच्छा पराठा खा के आए हैं. They want something more innovative, especially the youth. Youth want all the restaurants which are doing innovative stuff is doing. But I totally agree with you. Traditional food must be preserved. Our culinary heritage must be preserved. In that we should not lose on that. Coming back to this little I touch upon, people falling sick post 40, after 40 or something. Look at Japanese. We ourselves have to be blamed, right? The most important thing is your lifestyle in India. Lifestyle, the kind of lifestyle and the kind of stress we are doing. We have no time to do exercise. It's very important how much we put. There's one other thing which I tell people as one of my tips is don't forget about your health. If you have good health, you can enjoy life and celebrate life. So I think I totally agree with you. Traditional food must be promoted. And for your information, traditional food has been globally accepted today. Some of our chefs in the world, Chef Atul Kochhar, Vineet Bhatia, Vikas Khanna and so on, they have done tremendous job today. There was a time only North Indian food was available in London or other countries. Today, South Indian food has got Michelin star restaurant, they have come up. Because awareness again, I think our Indian food, I can with pride say that today Indian food has been accepted on a global platform and the future looks fantastic. Only thing is we need to maintain authenticity, originality of the food.
It has been wonderfully answered, the questions, Chef Dinesh, and because we have a lot, already in the pipeline to be done, so I shall be closing this Q&A session officially.